communicable and infectious diseases are impacting our everyday lives more and more. While it's true that healthy habits help prevent germs and infectious diseases from spreading, some infection control methods are more effective than others.
We're passionate about the physical environment, and we feel like that is how humans engage with the world, and cleanliness has always been important. That industry's changed forever in the way that we view that service, not just from a cleanliness perspective, but as you evaluate life and death situations and just how we're handling pathogens, it'll never be the same.
When we first started to hear about a virus and then the possibility of a pandemic, one of the first things that needed to happen was to be prepared, because the shift in cleaning went more from taking out trash and vacuuming to having less people in the offices but needing disinfected. They needed to figure out which chemicals were going to be the most effective and what PPE was going to be needed for the employees. There's a difference between cleaning and disinfecting. When you are cleaning a building, that includes dusting, taking out trash, sweeping the floor, things like that. When you're disinfecting a building, you are looking to actually kill germs in the area. That would be more concentrated on the higher touch points, and especially if you knew someone in a cubicle or an office was in contact with COVID, or had a family member, or if they themselves had COVID, then it's more important to disinfect that specific area, as well as common areas, lunchrooms, break rooms, things like that.
Electrostatic spray surface cleaning is the process of spraying an electrostatically charged mist onto surfaces and objects, and is a more effective and specialized sanitation method for stripping away dirt, dust, and germs.
I needed to select something that was versatile, and since we clean multiple locations, I couldn't use a product that are stationary. There weren't many options in the beginning, but fortunately I think we made the correct decision from the get-go just by listening to some of the recommendations and doing some reading, and landed on one that is very mobile and very effective. The 360 machine atomizes and sprays a fine mist that doesn't harm anything except for plants, and it will wrap around all surfaces, get under things. You're safe to re-enter after about a minute and a half once it settles. We were doing our offices every day. We get applicants, and every time somebody would come in, we'd spray the whole thing down, and that can be done by anybody in the office. It's that simple to operate in less than a minute and a half.
Driven to educate people on the value of a clean environment, WhitewayDemoV1 champions the growth of their individual employees while also developing a solid relationship with every customer based on high-quality service and a personal interest.
My mom worked for a janitorial company back when we were little, me and my brother. My brother's a year older than I. She is a single mom on food stamps and was doing kind of everything at that company. And her boyfriend at the time said, "You're doing everything. Why don't you just buy him out and just start it fresh, new name, and do that?" So of course she was really nervous on doing that, but she did. And if she was around today, she'd be really blown away about what we've done. One thing that my parents did drill into our head is don't take off more than you can chew. So it was in the 90s and we were kind of picking up steam, as I'd say, and my mom and my stepdad would be like, "Hey, you need to pump the brakes a little bit. You're getting a little too big too fast. Remember who's been around, you can't forget these guys." And it was great advice. It's just a really slow growth, but over the years, I mean, it adds up.
12 hours a day, there's an owner on our site that can visit you if needed. You're not gonna get my voicemail very often. We're very easy to contact. It's the same people. We've had the same management staff for longer than a lot of companies have been in business. And that's not gonna change. I do payroll at 140 people. I could probably name 100 of them by their face. And I think that sets us apart.
COVID was a big test for us. So we spent quite a bit of money on the electrostatic 360s, and we're able to be anywhere within 30 minutes to get that disinfected. And carpet cleaning, hard surface floor care, stripping and waxing, buffing, window washing, emergency cleanup, we can provide all of that. They can get back into work.
For almost 20 years in the business, the janitorial services that were provided at a building was kind of an afterthought. And now tenants want to know what the cleaning routine is, how many times are high contact areas going to be touched out. throughout the day in common areas and within their space in some instances. So it's gone from kind of an afterthought to really a forethought. We started out as a small company. We were kind of a boutique, full-service commercial real estate company here in town. Property management was our niche. And as we've grown, they've grown with us. Now, if we take on a new portfolio of managed properties, we know we can reach out to them. It's been a great relationship.
I'll do anything I can to get the job done and make the customer happy. Just kind of wish my mom was around to just kind of see how this all went about. I think she'd be kind of blown away.
Whiteway Building Service, your partner for commercial cleaning. Visit www.whitewayBLDG.com.